consider why you might want to include stretches in your massage routine. First of all, stretching has major impacts on three of the organ systems of the dog. It affects the muscles, it affects the joints and ligaments, and it affects the circulatory system. What about muscle? Well, stretches are very important to prepare muscles for activity. Whether a dog is going out for a competition like agility, or perhaps the dog is going out for straight line racing or conformation, tracking, any number of competitive venues that a dog can enter. Or maybe the dog is the couch potato and simply needs to get off the couch and do a little activity. In any case, stretching will prepare the muscles of the dog for whatever activity they are about to undertake. In addition, stretching is very good for the joints and ligaments. It increases flexibility, and in the joints, we'll talk about it a little later, it's very good to maintain and sometimes improve range of motion in a joint. Finally, stretching also increases circulation, and of course, in any situation, a dog is always well served when the circulation is very good. The lateral stretch is one of my favorites, and I think it's my favorite because all dogs seem to like the lateral stretch. There are some things to consider when you're getting the dog to perform a lateral stretch. First of all, Tucker and I are demonstrating the lateral stretch here, and you see that I have my knee in each case, no matter which way he's stretching, against the opposite side of his body. You want to support the dog somehow so that he simply doesn't spin in circles trying to follow the treat around. Now, why is he stretching? I also sometimes call these stretches doggy bone stretches because I use a small dog bone, a small treat of some kind, to get the dog to follow my hand with his nose and therefore perform the stretch. So I'm holding the treat, Tucker is following the treat with his nose, first stretching to his right and then stretching to his left. It's an easy stretch to get the dogs to do because they definitely want the treat. Now you'll find that some dogs are much more limber than other dogs. My Zoe, when she was young, could essentially set her nose almost on the top of the set of her tail. So some dogs can reach much farther. Here, Tucker is probably about 10 years old, and he cannot stretch that far. He's stretching as far as he can, and that's all you can expect the dog to do. Get them to stretch as far as they can. Hold the treat in your hand for at least 5 seconds. Be careful how you hold it so they don't nibble on your fingers as well as the treat, and then let them have the treat. Now, you're not giving them a lunch break. You just want to use a small treat, and so don't use humongous big dog bones. Get some little puppy dog bones, and sometimes I even break those in half, and see how far the dog will stretch. He will enjoy it, and you're doing wonderful things for the dog while they're doing it. This diagram makes it a little more clear, I think, about which muscles are contracting and which muscles are elongating as the dog performs the lateral stretch. In other words, on the left-hand side of this slide, where the dog is moving to his left to follow the treat, the muscles on the side that you're holding the treat are contracting. It's the muscles on the contralateral side that are actually elongating. Similarly, in the right-hand view of the dog, where the treat is going to his right side, the muscles on his right side contract, the muscles on his left side elongate. That's why it's important to get the dog to stretch to both sides. You want to balance the contraction and particularly the elongation of the muscles on both sides of the dog with these doggy bone lateral treats. And it's very important that you might want to consider doing these lateral stretches more than once. In other words, stretch to the right, stretch to the left. With another set of treats, stretch to the right again, stretch to the left. And I can assure you that you usually will not get a dog that'll turn down an additional treat. One thing you might want to consider, if you're doing this lateral stretch or any doggy bone stretch with someone else's dog, be sure you check first that that dog has no food allergies or other medical conditions that would keep them from eating just a regular off-the-shelf doggy bone treat. Most owners have special treats for dogs that have special requirements, and it's just something you might want to ask an owner about before you offer the dog any kind of treat. Active stretches are just an incredible boon to promoting flexibility in a dog. And you can see when you are getting a dog to do lateral stretches, all those muscles along the whole side of the dog that are being stretched are covering the dog from actually almost the tip of his nose, but to the set of his tail in stretching those muscles. But in addition, you're addressing the flexibility of the spinal column, and this stretch is one of the few that addresses the lateral flexibility of the spine. Matter of fact, this one is probably the only one that addresses lateral flexibility of the joints and ligaments of the spine. The other two active stretches that we're going to look at also flex the spine, but we're talking about different directions then. So this is a very, very important stretch. It keeps the dog limber, and it's also, as I said, a stretch that the dogs really enjoy because they like the treat. The lateral active stretch. Initiate the stretch by showing the dog a piece of kibble or treat and getting him to follow it with his nose. The trick is to stabilize his hindquarters so that he stretches in sort of a circle rather than spinning with his walking in a circle. You can repeat this several times. Give the dog a second to enjoy his first treat and then show him another treat. Sometimes you have to give him a little pat to get his attention, and once you get his attention and he's stretching, hold the treat for a few seconds. The lateral active stretch. If you'd like to learn more about canine massage, visit my website, holistictouchtherapy.com. There in the store, you'll find my books, Balance Your Dog, Canine Massage, and Canine Massage for the Athlete in Every Dog. You'll also find my DVD, Canine Massage for the Athlete in Every Dog, that has a video clip of over 30 different massage moves. On the website, you will also be able to look into the online classes that I teach. Have fun with your dog, and remember to always pet with a purpose. I really appreciate the glowing reviews that a number of HTT students, veterinarians, human massage therapists, and others have written about my books, DVD, and online classes. However, I was so pleased to receive an unsolicited testimonial for my newest book, Canine Massage for the Athlete in Every Dog, from Allie, who has to be a true authority on canine massage. Allie isn't here to speak for herself, so I will read what she had to say. Hi, my name is Allie Lewis. I'm a red lab, as you can see by my picture. Pretty cute, don't you agree? I was born outside of Kansas City almost 2 years ago, and I now live in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Here is a letter I wrote to my Aunt Nancy after she recently showed me how much she loves me. If you want to show your favorite canine how much you love him or her, send them Canine Massage for the Athlete in Every Dog by Sue Furman. This is the thank you note Allie wrote to her aunt. Dear Aunt Nancy, thank you for the very cool book. I can really use a massage after all the fetching I've been doing. Dove season opens in 2 weeks, so this will be great. Love, Allie.